Hi, I'm Jeanne Fiorini. Thanks for being here in the Tarot Tips. This is the third segment in the quick overview of the Major Arcana series of cards. Today we're going to look at the Devil card through the World card. I've referred to this segment of the deck as the Archetypes of Transformation. This is really where the heavy hitters show up, remembering that archetypes are the non-personal forces, the forces of growth and transformation. They are the forces which are beyond our personality, that are always a part of our life, but especially when we get to this part of the tarot deck, or in this way that the tarot is describing life, we really, the stakes are high now. Because it's like, okay, you either change or you can stay in some negative patterns. You either need to learn how to grow, expand your version of who you are, or remain stuck. So there's a lot of opportunity for transcendence, you could say, of the old way of being, and a place of pretty big pitfalls. Remember that all cards have positive and negative aspects, especially as we're talking about these last 7 cards. I think we can go right into them. Let's go see what's on the tarot table. Now we're going to stick with the schematic diagram, the conceptual diagram of the major arcana that I've referred to. You can find this by viewing the free major arcana overview, which is on my website. Directions on how to do that are on the Tarot Works website, tarotworks.com. I think you probably all have that by now. So yeah, these are the archetypes of transformation. These are, some of the strongest, most impactful, not the most important, but the most impactful cards of the 78-piece tarot deck. We start with the Devil card. The Devil is a card of, if you remember the card that preceded it, the Temperance card, we were coming out of that death temperance place, that movement toward new growth. But the Devil is our final challenge before we get out of the, if you want to call it confusion, or the not knowing of the unconscious. See how the pattern sort of really ebbs and flows here. We start with the Devil. Misplaced personal power. This is about blame, guilt, shame, illusions, addictions. This is a card of our shadow, of our darkness, of the ways that we give away power in our life. We cannot get to a place of integration and conscious clarity, which is what the World card is about, without facing our demons. So the Devil is a real challenge to who is really in control in your life. Having moved through that, we reach the Tower. This is a card of sudden change, radical shifts in perception. Sometimes it's unexpected news, something that's been a surprise to you. It's really about breaking out of an old form. The people are not being destroyed, the Tower is. So the Tower is about the eroding of a structure that no longer serves you, but this can be a shocking experience. Out of that Tower, once we're released from the Tower, we have the opportunity to aspire. And that's what the Star card's about. That's why it's kind of beyond the general realm of these other cards. The Star card is way up here in the stratosphere. The Star card says reach big, go big. If you're going to be in this place of renewal, in this place of being released from old forms, reach for the stars. Hope and renewal, creative imagining, and starting with a clean slate, kind of saying, what do I want my life to be? So creativity with expansion there. But that's card 17. The next card is card 18, and that's the Moon, and that puts us back into the unconscious, into the realm of the creative unconscious, you could say. The Moon is a revisiting of the power and the enigma that sits within the unconscious realms. So this could be about the activity of dreams, of being in a psychic state of awareness, in other words, diffuse or indirect awareness, knowing things but not sure how you know them. It could be about confusion and uncertainty. And this is sometimes thought of as a birthplace. So when the moon energy is around, we really have to, you know, to follow through with that analogy, we have to let things gestate. But the next card is the Sun card, and we see that birth, we see that emergence, we see that joyful coming through of that Sun card. The Sun is about joyful self-expression, playfulness, pleasure, boundless enthusiasm. This is the release from the challenge and the process that we've been in with the six cards that precede it. And then we reach the Judgment card. The Judgment card is not about being judgmental. It's more about Judgment Day. If you squint your eyes and just look at that card quickly, the main image you're going to see is that red cross, and that is about integration. As they say in Maine, it's time to fish or cut bait. What's it going to be? In or out? Are you doing it or are you staying put? What is your decision? This is a card of crossroads and a time for making irrevocable decisions. The culmination of knowledge leading to action. This is a very, very empowered card. Timing, personal will, and circumstance all coming together to almost force a certain outcome or a certain decision. And then that resolution, that completion, is what the World card represents. Completion of a cycle, attainment, successful integration of disparate elements, which are represented by these things in the corner. Creating a totality of experience. So that person is, that's the card of something having reached its goal, something having maxed out, something having become fully integrated through this long process of the 21 cards that came before it. So there you have the major arcana in a nutshell. You know, there's always something to learn. There's always something to see in the cards. There's always a new way to relate to the tarot. But I hope that this overview has given you a good foundation, a nice base with which you can work more effectively with your cards. I appreciate you being part of the Tarot Tips. If there's any issues, any questions, any aspects of the tarot you would like to see addressed in future Tarot Tips, please just send me an email or comment on this page. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.